Yay, I get to take this off. During our travels, I get to wear this all the time. Our charity's been on the road for probably about 4 weeks now. We're in our Love Across America tour, which we do every single year. And I have a PowerPoint presentation that's going to show what we've been up to during the COVID years. With the pandemic hitting, in March, we weren't sure how it was going to affect the world and even the charity. So we were dormant for about 3 weeks. Beginning in April, we had children's hospitals in Ronald McDonald homes that cleared their schedule. They weren't performing surgeries, treatments. They were trying to find out how to control their protocol in the hospital with this pandemic. So they had a lot of free time to reach out to us, which we've been trying to get a hold of them when they were busy. And with their cleared schedules, they had plenty of time to pretty much ask us what we were all about. So we knew that we weren't going to be on the road in 2020 for our regularly scheduled stops. So we had 15 shows scheduled for that year, and we were down to 0. But all of a sudden, we were talking to the hospitals in the Ronald McDonald homes, and they wanted us to give them something of joy in the later portion of the year, which was December. So we put together this campaign that went across the United States. We dedicated, 7 pinball machines in 15 days, which was incredible. And during the pandemic, we had to stay isolated. We were tested before we went on the road. We were tested during the road and after the road, and we did it COVID-free the whole entire time. But it was unlike any other trip that we done because, like I said, the isolation had to be there. I wouldn't even consider coming into a room like this at that time because there were so many uncertainties on how everything was spreading. So we had to be very, very careful. We were super happy. The first dedication was in Charleston. We put a Star Wars in there, and they handed me these big red shoes, which was fantastic. And if you visit my office, they're sitting right on my desk. They bring me great joy. This is part of the process. We delivered the machines right out of the back of the Escalade. If you've seen the Escalade in the parking lot, you know that's our pin hauler. You can see we put on pin skates and roll it right into the front door, and it goes into its permanent home. And you can see this is a family room. They have a basketball hoop, so it fits in quite well with what they're trying to do with the families there. In this one, check out the legs that you see here. What we did was, this was in Cincinnati. We customized this machine. Okay, next slide. And we had Luke Skywalker. His name's Fluke Skywalker because he looks so much like Mark Hamill. But if you notice the machine, we lowered the legs down so people maybe in wheelchairs could roll right up to it. Smaller kids could walk up to it. And even a full-grown adult like myself could play it with ease. I mean, it was a great idea that was given to us. And we're going to start producing these legs for Marco, for other people to be able to enjoy their machine being down, just like this one. It's so much. It's better for accessibility. It really is. You see the bar stools or, the step stools being used for the kids, but this is more natural. They just walk up to it and they start playing it. And this is me after being on the road. Like I said, it was stressful. This was halfway through, and I just had a quiet moment, wanted to try out the shoes. We had a dedication the next day. I wanted to make sure that I could, walk in these shoes pretty well. And this was a dedication in Akron's Children's Hospital. This was very special. a mother lost her child and wanted to give back something to the hospital where she received her treatment. So we came up with a plaque that we put on the side of the machines, and that was her daughter's words that she wanted to put on the side of the machine. And there's the machine right there. We do use the home versions any chance that we get. It works very well in our case. And this is the Beatles. It was in St. Louis. Like I said, it was in December, right in time for the holidays. And that was the first time that this child played a pinball machine, and he was our first player. Okay, there's the Hot Wheels. This was actually in St. Louis as well. And there was a nice plaque. So you could see there's a pattern forming here. Not only do we do dedication of a pinball machine, it takes on a different meaning. It's like a legacy or a memorial that is left behind for other people going through maybe similar times, could read the inscription and, maybe it will help them through their day. And we have a service of people that help our charity, just like you guys in this room. We cannot exist without everybody's help in this room to move along. It does take a tremendous amount of time and effort by everybody. And this is the fun part, it really is, dropping the balls into the machine for the first time. I like to hand it off to other people that never touched a pinball, and their first reaction is, oh my goodness, this thing weighs a lot, because it bounces around with such little effort from what it seems like that they never realize that there's weight attached to it. And there's the big red shoes. And I love these shoes. Like I said, I take them to our dedications to always remind me that I have big shoes to fill here. And here's our Love Across America for this year, where 5 pinball machines going to be placed in 5 weeks with 5,000 miles on the road. We got one more to do this coming Tuesday down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Then we get to go home, and we're going to be back on the road come January, February for another leg of our tour in 2022. So that is what we do. And
all right, so we've got up to this point. I'd like to bring up one of the members of that village, George Sinchuk. Come on up. He's been a supporter of Project Pinball for a long time. He and I were talking. He's chosen you over all other charitable efforts.
Well, Dave, that's an understatement. George has been a huge supporter throughout the years. George has always contacted us, just with support. Mm-hmm. I met George, many years ago in Pintastic here, and we do these pinball raffles. You might have heard. We give away pro and premium machines. And George was one of our winners many, many years ago. So he was a supporter before I even met him.
2015.
See, it was the first year we were here.
And as Patty, he's won twice.
This guy's just downright lucky. He's a current winner of 2021 here. He won twice this year. So, and the first time I met was in, Rock Fantasy? Rock Fantasy, yeah. Yeah, just a couple weeks ago.
So our friends down in Middletown, New York, Pinball Rock Fantasy. Yeah. So, okay. George, you were telling me that it's not so much that you won the game, but by winning, that sort of proved to you the authenticity of Project Pinball.
So there's a lot of, so-called phony-like operations, but his is true. Mm-hmm. And if you're taking donations, I want to buy a hospital donation.
Buy a machine.
Yeah, right. Buy a machine. $6,000.
You got to be kidding.
$6,000.
No. God bless you. Great job.
That's like a big one, right? That's a whole machine.
See, I I might be the spokesperson for the charity, but
What he told me
it
was.
takes people
Yeah,
like this to move it forward.
that's what he
And
said. He
Right.
told me,
That's why we're up
let's
to
have something happen
57.
now. Let's not wait for the
Right.
money to
My
pile up.
pleasure.
Let's do it right now.
Absolutely, my pleasure, buddy.
We're truly blessed here, definitely. I'm
Great job.
speechless. Thank you. I appreciate it.